Okay, for those that have asked, this is my initial tour of the tool trailer. This is a 16 by 7, 6.3 inch height. Covered wagon is the manufacturer. Tandem axle, 3,500 pound axles on each of those. So towing capacity or load capacity, 7,000 pounds. But it's got the ramp style door, which I have started to develop a love for. As we're going in, here's my charger station. The chargers are all plugged into my Jackery Explorer 1000, which will charge all of those batteries, power the lights, power my refrigerator, charge phones and everything at one time, and probably be able to do that for about 10 to 15 hours without any charges whatsoever. But I do have the capacity to charge it with solar panels. I'll show you that configuration later. Just some storage here for just basic essentials. Storage for my squares, towels, just some cleaning wipes there. Got a little station there for my 2-foot level. 4-foot levels are all up there. I've got a cubby up there with some tools, outdoor tools basically. Clipboard eventually is going to have just like a to-do list, those kinds of things. This is the charging station charger. Over here I've got organization for my knives, utility knives, tape measures, safety goggles, which I didn't wear a second ago, and my flashlights. I have a couple of flashlights there. In fact, there's one of them right now. Let's start on the right side because it's less busy. Whoops, sorry about that. I got sidetracked for a second with a personal call. Anyway, back to, so I think I saw that station. Now it's going to go over here where it's a little less busy. I've got one of my longer clamps hanging from the roof up there. Most of my clamps are over here. This is pretty much my outdoor power tools. Chainsaws, leaf blower. That's my little cordless blower for the workshop. My blower back there, kind of a lawn blower. Then pretty much my power tool station, my big bench tool station. There's my DeWalt 20 volt max 7 1/4 inch sliding compound miter saw on a cobalt stand. There's my 60 volt max DeWalt table saw on a DeWalt rolling stand. There's my DeWalt work table. If you haven't seen these things, bought this thing for 69 bucks at Home Depot. It's the bomb. Check out a view on YouTube on these things. They're great. Won't show you the backpacking stuff yet. I'll come back over to the tools. All these cubbies house my cordless tools. All my tools are cordless, by the way. These are on my Ryobi Airstrike brad nailer, finish nailer, and stapler, which, by the way, is not working, so I'm going to have to take it back. I'm very disappointed with it. I've loved it, but it's not working today for some reason. Pretty much anytime a battery is discharged, I'm going to put it on the charger, so I'll know that when it's on the charger, it's being charged, obviously. I'll also put a few down here that need to be charged when I'm going through a lot of batteries. But these are all my charged batteries, so if they're in these cubbies, all my DeWalt batteries, Craftsman batteries, Ryobi batteries, and probably Milwaukee's are in there. Pencils are in there. These are, and I've got just all kinds of odds and ends down here. There's my Hitachi 3.5 inch cordless framing nailer, contractor bags. Let's go back up to the tools. That's my impact driver. That's my drill. That's my hammer drill. Jigsaw, oscillating multi-tool, one of my favorite tools in the whole world. That's my sander. Pam's favorite chair. There's my little 6 1/4 inch circular saw. There's my reciprocating saw. My router. First aid kit, which I've used several times because I have cut myself several times. I've got a lot of open cubbies up here that I'll be using for other tools that I might acquire as I go along. It's a couple of extra chargers in there. Let me show you the drawers. Awfully proud of the drawers. Barry and I kind of conceived of these, and I worked out a plan for them, and it all turned out really well. First drawer on this side, mostly tools, pliers, adjustable wrenches, basically mostly tools that use hand tools. This drawer is wrenches and screwdrivers and my hammers. Also my little pipe cutting tool. This drawer, mostly bits and blades. In fact, that keyhole saw needs to be moved down. This drawer, mostly cutting items. And I consider a chisel to be a cutting item because it does cut wood. So my blades for my oscillating multi-tool. Go down to the second series of drawers. And you'll notice the drawers are smaller. I think the top is 4-inch drawer. These are 6-inch drawers and the bottoms are 10-inch drawers. So I got some multi-tools in there, my gloves, chargers, socket set. This is kind of a hodgepodge of things. I've got router bits, Forstner bits, jigsaw blades, reciprocating saw blades, some minor electrical stuff. I'm going to organize that better. I've done some electrical stuff here in the trailer. Sanding paper and sanding pads. This drawer is my keyhole saw kit. I just bought it at Lowe's for $39. This is going to be kind of a demo tool drawer. Breaker bars. I've got some chalk lines, little torpedo laser there, pole level. That one's kind of a hodgepodge of stuff. This drawer, and I'm not going to take all of these out. I'll just show you. These are mostly fasteners. These are all of my more aggressive screws. And then down in there also are more screws, and that's my Craig pocket hole jig kit. Next drawer, more fasteners. I've got all of these in the Craftsman storage bin. That's a socket set, framing nails. Then the rest of these drawers are for my backpacking stuff. So for instance, this one is just some of the minor things that I've started to kind of organize from my everyday box. I'll fill that with more things as I get to Colorado and decide what I want to put in there. Some of my tents and tarps and hammocks in that drawer. And then this drawer is kind of my everything else, some foods, a lot of my everyday things. In fact, I'm going to charge that. I'll show you when I get into the living quarters. I've got a whole new charging station in there as well. My stoves are all in there, my cook kits and everything, so that's going to be kind of a hodgepodge of things. Then we get back here. I won't go through all this stuff individually. This is my canopy. It's also a screened-in enclosure. I'll be using that when I pull up at a job site or something and I want to be there for a while. My sawhorses, I actually cut and drilled a top for the sawhorses so I can make a work table out of that. I've got my little platform back there. There's my framing, T-square. This is one of the lights that I installed. LED light. This light will light up this entire back portion of the trailer. I've also got one of those in the living quarters. And then over here is where some of my backpacking stuff will be stored. That's all my quilts up there. Down there's a sleeping pad and some other things. But then down there are my packs and mostly my cold weather gear. My puffies, my R1, Patagonia R1. Got some underwear there. Just basically everything that I'll kind of need to stay warm. I'm going to pause this for a second and I'll take you to the front of the trailer. So this trailer has the mobile home style door or motorhome style door. It's got a deadbolt and a lock right here. I made a little step stool for it, but I am not very happy with the step stool. I'm going to have to make another one. It's too small, a little too narrow. But here's my living quarters. I know it doesn't look like much, but it's really all I'm going to need. It's about, it's basically 7 by 7. It's like 6'8" by 6'9". So it's almost 7 by 7. But I've got shelves over here. Eventually I'll have my microwave right there. Up here I'll have, up here I'll have food, probably maybe some utensils, that sort of thing. Here is my little 12-volt refrigerator, which works like a charm, by the way. Awfully pleased with it so far. I had it last week and turned it on and put some milk in there, and I forgot to adjust the temperature, and the milk froze. That's how well this thing works. I'll have more storage down here. I'll probably put some laundry down there. Not really sure what I'll put in there. That's my little heater, which, by the way, will run me out of this place. I am so tickled with it. It only costs $69. I'm never going to leave it on while I'm in here enclosed, but it keeps me good and warm, and I can just kind of leave the door cracked, and I'll have nice ventilation and everything. And so far so good. If I keep it on for about 10 minutes, it warms this thing up, and then I can shut it off, and it's toasty in here for hours afterwards. So here are my closets. 2 closets, actually, about 2 by 2. I intend to put most of my everyday clothes in here, and maybe a few backpacking items in here. I haven't really decided yet. Got plenty of room in there, and you can see behind that there's tons of storage. I'll be organizing this a little better. I'll have to have some linens and probably a towel and so. But then again, up here, I'll put more storage. I just threw my bag up there. And then down here, this will kind of be my little countertop that I'll do all my food prep and everything. This is my griddle, Blackstone tabletop griddle. Runs off a propane canister. These canisters right here, it runs off of those. But then I've also got right here, that's a little tabletop stove eye, and I can use these small cans for that. So I've got that, then I've got canisters in there. This is going to kind of be storage for everything. I've got some utensils in there. I'll put a couple of pots and pans and some other stuff in there. And that, pretty much everything related to my food prep and everything. This is my Jackery. Awfully proud of this guy. This runs the electronics on everything in this trailer. So you can see I've got an input here. That's where it plugs into 110. Right currently now I'm running shore power to it, and it's staying 98% charged, not using a whole lot of input, 99% charged. These ports are for the solar panels. I don't have the solar panels connected now, but I think I'm going to connect them in a little while just to see how it does. But you can see outputs. You've got a 12-volt output. You've got USB-C. You've got a USB-A, a quick charge 3.0. You've got 3 110s. This is a pure sine wave inverter, so you can charge all your electronics without any concerns about them being fried. I've got a lot of space up there where I'm going to store mostly just electronic stuff, and probably keep my phones and tablets when they're being charged. And here's the bulk of my charging station for those things. These are all, and you can see, that's a quick charge USB and just a standard USB. I think it's 2.5. And that's what those two are. I'm sorry, the third one is also the same. It's not a quick charge. But then I've got a 12-volt over there. All of this plugs into my fuse box, which is receiving power from the 12-volt there. So the 12-volt comes into the fuse box, and it sends it up to the LED lights, out to this panel, and then it also can be used to power, if needed, I can use it to power the refrigerator too, because the refrigerator could plug straight into that 12-volt up there. But I'm just going to keep the fridge right now plugged into my power strip down there. And down here, coming out of the floor, this is just a 110 connection, where it allows me to plug a 110 line from, in fact, it's currently plugged into my brother-in-law's workshop, comes straight through the floor, and it just plugs right in, and it just sends the power to that power strip, and I can power everything in here off of 110 when needed, if I don't want to power it off the Jackery. Cool thing about the Jackery is I can power it from 110. I can charge it from solar, but I can also charge it from the 12-volt. So I can plug this into the vehicle as I'm driving down the road and get power from there. So I never really have to worry too much about running out of power. Now, this And you might see, too close. Might have to deploy it first before you can see it. This is my Murphy bed. And this is my table. So the table, you just pull that out, pull that up. Oops, sorry. Hold on a second. I gotta, let me see if I can actually put this thing. I can't figure out what's, hold on one second.